that down here we have the right to work law.
No, Frank, what you're very thankful of is that up there you had unions, because what it did, Frank, is whether or not you belong to a union is irrelevant. What it did is it drove wages up across the board so that you could get the money to come to Florida and live.
It sure did.
Where you can, of course, live a little bit cheaper because people down here don't have the benefit of unions paying them living wages.
Yeah, when they're paying a guy $20 in Detroit to sweep the floor and not on bills.
Well, first of all, Frank, nobody gets paid $20 an hour in Detroit to sweep the floor.
They sure do.
No, they don't, Frank. That is, one of the great fallacies, just like they get paid 50 cents a day in Japan to build cars. Both are lies.
I'll agree with you in Japan, but I think you'll have some people from Detroit that'll be on this afternoon.
No, do you?
Will call you and tell you that
well, I don't care if 9,000 people call in. Nobody's getting $20 an hour to sweep the floor in Detroit.
Now wait a minute.
Period, and I stand on that.
Now wait a minute, young whippersnapper. Now wait a minute.
Oh, brother.
You don't know everything.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't know everything, Frank, but I know when I'm being hoodwinked.
You're a young whippersnapper.
Yeah, right.
That's what you are.
Yeah.
Now here, let's get down to facts here.
What the hell would you know about a fact, Frank? You haven't stated one yet.
Let's have a dialogue here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying to you that it's $20 an hour.
Well, I'm saying to you, Frank, it isn't. And it's just as simple as that. It's one of the great American fallacies. There's nobody, absolutely nobody, Frank, getting $20 an hour to sweep the floor in Detroit. Frank, I'll make a deal with you. Bring one to me. Or send me a photocopy of his paycheck and his job description, and I'll send you my next paycheck. What am I going to do with you people? News coming your way. This portion. Yes. Amongst other things this afternoon, we're talking about Coach Carl Perkins and whether or not the Bucs should get rid of him. We're also discussing the weather. What do you think about it? We're talking also about should there be somebody in the cage with the pandas to kind of prod them a little bit to make them move? I mean, all those people that go down there and, just don't see the pandas move. Shouldn't we have somebody in there with a cattle prod, or I guess you could call it a panda prod? Just, every now and then poke them a little bit. And last but surely not least, we're discussing proctology. Why would anybody want to go into proctology? And have you found a good proctologist? If you have, maybe you'd call up and share with us your experience with the proctologist. Just a couple of the things that we're covering this afternoon. The phone numbers, they're in the book. Look them up. I'll be damned if I'm going to give them out. Rob in Tampa. Hi, Rob. You're on the air at WFLA.
Such low wages. We're living in vacation land here.
So what?
We got rational choice. We're either going to go to another state and earn money and not have the good weather, or we're going to come here and we're not going to make it.
Oh, hey, the weather down here is great, I tell you. You need air conditioning 6 months out of the year. You get about 9 days of decent weather split up between the spring and the fall. And then, of course, it's cold and damp and chilly most of the winter. It's great weather down here. I've never seen anything quite like it.
Yeah, but it's warm weather. People like the warm weather. That's why people are retiring down here. Right? We get low wages because we're living in a retirement zone. You go to Alaska.
Well, no, it isn't a retirement zone, actually. It's not a retirement zone at all.
Well, vacation land.
It's not actually vacation land either. Very little of the economy is really based on tourism.
Well, a lot of the economy is based on
No, it isn't.
tourism.
No, it isn't.
Or, look, Orlando's funded primarily on vacation.
Well, that's 100 miles from here.
Yeah, that's true. And Tampa, Busch Gardens, got Venture Island and stuff like that.
Well, I don't really think that the economy revolves around Busch Gardens and Adventure Island, which, of course, is closed half the year.
Yeah, what you're saying is true, but
yes,
you're living in sunny weather. You got to,
Well, the sun shines in New York, too.
What?
The sun shines in New York, too.
Yeah, but you have to deal with the snow. You got to shovel your driveway.
No, I beg your pardon. It doesn't really snow that often in New York City.
Oh, come on. I lived up there. I still live there.
Well, great. Then you know that it doesn't really snow that often in New York City.
I know it gets pretty cold there.
Yes,
right
it does.
Now it's
it's pretty cold here too sometimes.
Well, not that cold.
No, so maybe we should have a pay scale where anytime the temperature is less than 60 degrees, you could double the money.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. It'd be great. But they don't deal with it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody would be in Florida if you were getting high wages, you could deal with the weather. But
well, nobody is suggesting high wages. People are just kind of suggesting a living wage.
A living wage.
Yes, which is far from high. Just kind of a living wage.
Well, I think most people are getting a living wage.
Well, then think again.
$3.50 an hour is more than enough to live on.
Oh yeah, sure.
If you're working 40 hours a week, what does that come to about?
Are you trying to be funny or something, or are you just ignorant?
No, I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not ignorant. I'm far from
Well,
it.
if you say $3.50 an hour is a living wage, you're being ignorant. Because it isn't. It's not even close to it.
Well,
Did you ever stop to think about it, Rob?
I'm making
ever stop to think
I'm
about
living fine.
You're making that, and you're living fine. I see.
I also got support from my parents. So.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of an extra little added help there, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, college students hardly live on anything. I mean, that's...
Well, this may come as a great surprise to you, Rob, but most people earning $3.50 an hour don't go to college or live at home. As a matter of fact, there are an awful lot of people earning $3.50 an hour in the state of Florida who are the home, that have children to raise and bills to pay and things like that. Yeah, supporting families.
But they can't go out and get a $5 an hour job.
Well, even $5 an hour isn't very much, is it, Rob?
Oh, come on. I know people that live on $5 an hour and are having a great time with it.
Yeah, I'll bet you do.
Brand new cars?
Yeah, brand new cars on $10,000 a year.
That's about
what do you think I'm an idiot, Rob?
What?
Do you think I'm an idiot? Do you think I'm stupid?
What, are you inferring that I'm stupid?
No, I'm asking you if you think I'm stupid, that you're going to tell me that $10,000 a year buys you, a great life and new cars. Yeah,
All right, so you live in...
Hey, Rob, when you grow up or sober up or a little of each, call me back again sometime. Ernie in Clearwater. Hi, you're on the air, WFLA.
Phone, he can't make it on $3.50 an hour. Well, he can make it on $3.50 an hour. As a start, if he goes, he gets his education, he gets his training, and he's...
Yeah, well, there are a hell of a lot of people, Steve, in the state of Florida within listening range of this radio station who have college educations and are still working for $3.50 an hour.
Fine.
Because those marvelous jobs that you talk about, Steve, don't exist.
Now, you're going to hang up on me because I want to say something?
I'm going to hang up on you if you lie or you try to talk over me.
I'm telling you my opinion. That's what I do.
Wait a second. Wait a second. You can have opinions, but you cannot spread misinformation.
I am not spreading misinformation, Bob. I'm telling you my opinion. Now, whether you construe that as misinformation is your prerogative.
Well, you can sit there and say that they should go to school and learn good trades, but there aren't the jobs.
Oh, well, let me relate something else to you. You complained and bitched a couple of months ago about going to Burdine, and having a clerk who cared less about your dilemma or whether you bought anything or whether you wanted product or nothing, and she's making $3.50 an hour. Now, you go to a union state and you can get that same treatment for $7 an hour or $8 an hour. Unionizing doesn't give these people or anybody else.
No, it doesn't. But what it does is it tends to keep people on their jobs longer. And when people are on their job and they're earning a living wage, they tend to care a little bit more about it.
Oh, come on! You don't go shopping in any unionized store. You don't go up north and go shopping when you go to New York. Do you think the attitude is any different?
I know the attitude is a lot different. I know the attitude is a lot different.
It is not. I go there too.
Well, the fact still remains, Steve, that you can't live on $3.50 an hour.
Well,
and these are human beings.
My point, Bob, is this: you don't live on $3.50 an hour. I don't live on $3.50 an hour, and neither do you. And a kid is going to live on $3.50 an hour.
Well, I know an awful lot of people who aren't kids that have to work for $3.50 an hour.
Well, then they have to have incentives. They have to get out and they have to do better because that's.
Yeah.
People,
that solves the whole problem. They have to do better. Where the hell are they going to do better, Steve?
Well, anyhow, I got daughters and sons that do better.
Great. Glad to hear it, Steve.
Oh, you're going to hang up on me now?
Yeah, because you're being an obnoxious, rude SOB. And that's what you wanted me to do anyway, Steve, isn't it? Right, you just want to come on and say you're stupid things. Well, they just have to do better. They'll just have to do better. They'll have to go to school and get a PhD and do better. Yeah, you're right, Steve. I hung up on you. Bye. See you again in a couple of months, Steve.
Unions don't do anything for me. I want to negotiate my own salary. I want to negotiate my own benefits. I don't want somebody else doing it for me. And I can't understand why anybody else would want anybody to do something like that for them.
Well, because most people aren't capable of doing it, I guess, Mike. And besides, Mike, they're
not capable.
I don't know what in the hell's the matter with you people today, but I'm just in no mood for it. I'm just in no damn mood for it. So I was about to say, Mike, everything you have, Mike, is because of organized labor. But you're probably one of these guys that would say, well, I understand way back when there were terrible abuses in the workplace, unions, were needed. Well, ask people that work for, some large department store chains that don't hire full-time salespeople anymore, only part-time salespeople, so that they don't have to give them vacations or sick days or medical benefits or put them in the pension plan or make them part of the profit-sharing plan. No, Mike, everything you have. You got a vacation this year, you can thank organized labor. You got overtime, over 40 hours, you can thank organized labor, and you can try to talk over me all day and all night long, and it doesn't change anything, Mike. And I'm just not in the mood for stupidity today. Just not in the mood for it at all. Paul in Tampa. Hi, Paul. You're on the air at WFLA. And back to the phones we go. Mike in Clearwater. You're on the air at WFLA.
Yeah, Bob.
Oh, yeah, Mike.
What?
Did we take you away from anything important?
Oh, no, not too important, but
Okay, well, next time you'll stick by the phone. If it wasn't important, Mike, then you have no business being on the air. Be good, Rudy. Ted Webb, what is that card that you have there that you want me to sign?
Well, it's
Teamsters.
Teamsters, local
I'm not
Teamsters.
a truck driver.
No, but if we go on strike, let's face it, we're a bunch of whips. A lot of guys would cross the picket line if we had talk show hosts out there, but can you imagine crossing a picket line loaded with big truck drivers?
That's an interesting point.
We'll bring management down to their knees, buddy. Just sign right there. I'll witness it. You're covered now. You're safe. They can't fire you. Little footnote to one of your callers, proctologists in Florida. They may not know this, but proctologists also have to be double licensed as brain surgeons because they do a lot of work removing people's heads from down there.
Is that a fact?
That's a fact.
Holy cow. I tell you, the things that you learn on talk radio.
Super Tuesday's right around the corner, and we're
what a segue.
Well, we are going to canvass the people today and find out exactly what they're looking for in a candidate. We have some people. Didn't you hear my first? I heard. I was encouraged by that. I was encouraged by it. Yeah, the amazing fact is some of these people that call vote, and that's frightening. But we had
Ben Franklin was right.
Oh, he was. Don't let them vote. We had some people call us last week, Bobby, and one lady in particular was saying that she thought Florida ought to vote for Al Gore, and I said, why? She says, well, I think that he would do this, and I said, wait a minute, don't tell me what you think he would do. What do you know about Al Gore's position? How has he voted on this? How has he voted on that? You like him because he's good looking. Well, yes, and it's frightening, but a lot of people go to the polls with that in the back of their head, and we're going to find out some things about the candidates. We're going to take a look at the Republican Party and the Democratic Party and find out why the GOP has made such inroads in the South.
Go with proctology today.
Go with the proctology today?
Go with proctology.
They don't want to talk politics, huh?
It's only going to depress you even if they do want to talk about it.
Okay, well, then we'll find out. We'll find out why most proctologists have registered as Democrats in the state of Florida.
They have?
Yes. Well, we can say then, what the hell?
Oh, okay.
Love, Mary.
FLA.
Yeah, hi, Bob.
Hi.
I was in China a couple of years ago. You'd be interested to know maybe that the pandas over there in the Beijing Zoo sat with their backs to us. We were there for perhaps 45 minutes. People were banging on the glass. They wouldn't turn around.
Well, it was just so funny yesterday going along on the People Mover when the thing finally, kind of flicked its ear. People went, oh, look, it moved. Oh, wow, it flicked its ear.
Well, I've got a whole roll of film of two pandas with their backs to me. I would say that the conditions that they kept them in over there were terrible. It was just a little glass cage with a cold concrete floor.
Well, I must say the people at Busch Gardens really knocked themselves out. It's a lovely display. Unfortunately, the pandas don't move.
Well, they breed them like that. See, these ones in China were the parents of these over here in Tampa. You know.
Mellow pandas.
Yeah. Okay. I did want to say that I deal with people, all of them over 65, and I probably have 20 appointments a week. Over on the other coast, I work in the Martin County area, Stewart. A lot of country clubs, high-rise condominiums, and not all of these. Most of these people are retired from businesses up north, factories. All of them were unionized. You don't talk to any of them that weren't in the union. Other than
how you doing?
Fine.
Listen, I'm a 21-year-old manager right now for a retail store, and y'all were talking about the minimum wage.
Yep.
Now, I'm very, very strongly opposed to raising that minimum wage.
Why is that, Randy?
Well, because I mean, there's a lot of different reasons. If you
well, give me one.
Excuse me?
Well, give me one.
Okay, I was about to. If you just let me speak for a second. All right, I have right now I have about 35 employees working for me. Now, if I raise that minimum wage, what's going to happen to my overhead? The overhead goes up, the underhead goes down. What can you do?
Well, let's see if we can't do some math here. You've got 35 people working there, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay, over how many hours a day?
Okay, well, there's 2 separate shifts. I have about half of those are full-time, about the other half are part-time. Now,
well, that doesn't make any difference if they're all hourly. So you have 17 approximately on one shift, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how much money do you gross on the average day during that one shift?
Well, on the average day, I'm going to bring in almost $5,000.
$5,000.
Exactly.
So let's see, 17 people, if you gave them each $1 an hour raise, let me turn on my calculator here, 17, they're working 8-hour days? They're working 8-hour days, Randy?
Yes, they sure are.
Okay, times 8 equals, okay, $136 a day. So you would have to raise your prices to stay even 2.7%. What is your average sale?
But see, the thing is...
What is your average sale, Randy?
But see, what I'm saying...
What is your average sale, Randy?
What I'm saying to
what
you
is your average sale, Randy?
I'm a mover and
What
shaker.
is... Get off my phone again, you lying little punk. You don't even know what the hell you're talking about. We know what kind of business you're in, Randy. With 17 people working 8 hours a day, grossing $5,000 in an 8-hour shift. To give those people a decent wage would take a whopping 2.7% increase. Let's see, that average burger that goes about $1.50 would have to go up a whopping 4 cents. So that your people might earn something that began to approach a living wage, Randy. You're just such a typical 80s boy. Oh, I've got a good job. I'm a manager at the burger stand. Oh, I'm going to have a great career. 4 cents for your burger, Randy, and everybody there could have $1 an hour raise. Why you people, why you even try is beyond me. Maxine and Seminole High, you're on the air, WFLA.
From General Motors, and I don't...
Oh, just one additional thing, please, if I may, Maxine. By the way, Randy, if you paid them $4 an hour, they could probably afford to eat there. Please continue. Unbelievable.